It was obviously a hard-fought win. It was everything we expected from West Virginia. You know, one of the most physical teams in college basketball. So, above all, I thought our guys responded. We didn't win all the battles within the game, but we won our share. Obviously, three-point shooting was on our side tonight, and but I think you know, to out-rebound West Virginia is probably the biggest stat of the game for us because it showed how we were competing and kind of team gang rebounding, and then we had a great night shooting the ball. So we got a lot of respect for that team right there, and I just told the guys that, you know, it's a great win. Whenever you beat a team that good, you know, it's a good win.
Coach, could you talk about the key to executing effectively on offense against West Virginia's defense tonight? It seems like when you weren't turning the ball over, you were pretty efficient.
Yeah, it just helps if you make shots, you know. You know, the other day we're sitting here in that Kentucky deal, we're 3 for 19. Everybody looks like, you know, we need to call realtors and the world's coming to an end. But tonight, you know, we hit a lot of shots. So it's a big part of basketball is making shots. I think West Virginia got some good looks too, so we were fortunate in that deal tonight. But I did think our guys were bought into being aggressive. And, you know, two of the best defensive teams in college basketball, and tonight it was kind of an offensive game. But I thought our guys were aggressive. They made courageous drives, and they were playing to score, not playing not to make a mistake. And that's the big thing. But there's no doubt when you hit shots, you know, basketball's an easier game.
When you score 89 but turn the ball over 22 times, is it as simple to chalk it up as a good or a bad offensive night, or is it just kind of a little mix of both?
Well, I think it was a great offensive night in a lot of ways. Most of our baskets were assisted. That's the unselfishness we're looking for. We got to the free throw line. That's the aggressiveness we're looking for. And, you know, we shot the ball with confidence tonight. You can't always depend on that, but it's nice to see that show up. You know, the glaring thing was the turnovers. And, you know, we'll just keep working on it. It's a commitment from our program, coaches, players. We understand that it's an issue, and we're working really hard to try to improve it.
When you have some young guys in a Big 12 game that's getting kind of testy on both ends, some technical fouls both ways, do you have to tell them anything, or is it just kind of a learning experience by fire?
No, we get testy every afternoon at 3:30 in Lubbock, Texas. You know, we strap it on. That's what we do. So all sorts of things to be concerned about when you're playing against West Virginia. But, you know, the testiness of it wasn't an issue tonight. Got a lot of confidence in our guys. We understand that you have to be poised to win games like this.
And with Kevin, was that something that you maybe noticed during practice, that he maybe was feeling a little off, or something that led him to not play tonight?
No, Mack hadn't practiced since the last game, so at halftime he was completely cleared the other night. And his decision, his parents were even in there a little bit, the doctor, everything was fine. And then what a courageous second half, you know, against Kentucky. And then the next morning, you know, a headache or two. So we don't mess around with that here. Those are doctors' decisions. You know, I coach the team, period. The doctors do all that stuff. I would say that he's improving really, really nice. We're ahead of schedule in terms of the concussion protocol and all that stuff. So a lot of respect for Mack playing the other night, and then, you know, we'll get him back quickly.
Coach, was it a program decision for the number change for Avery, the 24 to 21?
You know, I was all Avery. I think eventually it might have got to somebody in the program, but he came pretty early on. I was in my office, I guess, the morning after the Kentucky game, and I don't know, I'll be accurate with my days. Don't remember when it was, but he came in and said he wanted to talk to me. As a coach, you're always, you know, what does that mean? So and he just said that he didn't want to play in Kobe's number, and I supported it immediately. So that's Avery Benson, right? That's where his heart is and his mind. That's why he's you know, one of my all-time favorite guys I've ever coached.
Along the same lines, whose decision was it for the pregame shooting shirts with the Kobe 24 on the front, or 24 on the back, 8 on the front?
Yeah, I was a part of that, and so I think just kind of a group decision. I'm not going to take credit for it, but there's a lot of us in the room. We knew we had to do something to honor, you know, one of the best guys that's ever played our sport, and so that was good. I really appreciate the crowd showing that respect, as well as Coach Huggins. You know, he's one of his all-time wins leader. He's right there on that list, and I appreciate our fans. I didn't really appreciate some of the students, but my fault for probably not educating them. But when we were honoring Coach Huggins there, I thought our fan base, for the most part, you know, acknowledged and showed him the respect he deserves. Hugs is the best, man. Like, he's great for college basketball. He's been great about Texas Tech basketball from day one, and I know it's fun in college basketball to have rivalries and what have you, but there's nobody with more class than Bob Huggins, period.
Chris, TJ Holyfield defensively, How much has he grown this season on that side of the ball, and what did you see from him tonight?
He's really battling, where I saw he was trying to get his hands on balls and just fighting. And I liked how he overcame some adversity. He made some kind of mistakes that we both wanted back, but he didn't let one play affect the other. I thought he really played the game possession by possession tonight. A lot of respect for the way he approached this game when our backs were against the wall. And then the block shot was tremendous tonight. And I wish he had a little bit more Bill Russell in him. He block it to a Texas Tech guy instead of to the students. But we'll work on that. I really haven't worked on shot blocking with him without being objective first thing in the morning. But he protected the rim in every way he could tonight, scrapping, fighting, rotating, fouling, blocking some shots. So I thought Holyfield battled. I mean, he's a sore guy in that locker room right now. Probably a couple IVs going into guys tonight, but that's what it takes to play with West Virginia. I'm not talking about beating West Virginia. Just to play with them, you got to bring your hard hat.
And Terrence Shannon, I mean, just 8 free throw attempts in the first half. How does him getting to the line and getting the basket just open up the rest of this offense? He's
an aggressive player. He's a downhill driver, and his shooting's getting so much better. He hit that big 3 tonight. He's got a diverse game. He's an aggressive player and great free throw shooter. I wish I could take credit for that. We work on it, but he's got a poise about him, and I don't know if I've ever just really enjoyed watching a freshman walk up there in big times than him, because I think every time the ball leaves his hand, it's going in. Very similar to Moretti when he was a freshman.
Any more questions? Coach, 85 of your 89 points tonight scored by your starters. That's an impressive number. I mean, it just kind of, I guess, shows the leadership of your starters and their abilities.
Is that a question, Chuck, or a statement?
That was a statement. I guess my question is, have you ever seen anything like that?
Yeah, I've seen it all, man. I'm still kind of a young guy, but I've seen it all. When you coach in junior college, you see everything. And when you coach in the ABA, you really see everything. So somebody asked me tonight, I think Chris Level, you ever seen a game with this many free throws? Oh, yeah. Try going down to the Fayetteville Flight in the ABA and play a 6 o'clock game in the Martin Luther King Center on a cement floor. And you got 2 refs, and one of them, doesn't even want to be there. So I've seen it all. But tonight our starting lineup did a great job offensively, no doubt about it.
One last thing. Has there ever been a game that's been this tough that you've seen by both teams? I mean, that was an absolute rock fight out there tonight.
Yeah, there has been. Whenever you play West Virginia, it feels like this. And, it's a lot of Big 12 games are like this, just physical. That's what West Virginia does, right? And we're fortunate tonight to hit shots. We're fortunate tonight to have some unbelievable individual performances. Or if not, West Virginia's sitting here winning again. So this is one of the best teams in the country we beat tonight. I think everybody in this room understands it. If you don't, I'll tell you, this is a team that could win the whole thing. It's a great win for our team tonight. I'm really proud of our players. Thank you.